Welcome to our world of Carib Asian cookery. I'm Sherrie Eugene Hart, and alongside my husband Patrick, we're going to take you on a culinary cultural adventure.
In this series, we'll explore the intoxicating fusion of Caribbean and Asian food and show you some of the recipes handed down by our mothers, Ruth and Rita. So, sit back and relax and enjoy the fusion.
Hello and welcome to Carib Asian Cookery. This is the program where we blend the flavors of the Caribbean with the spices and flavors of Asia too. I'm Sherrie Eugene Hart.
And I'm Patrick Hart, the other half.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to, well, there's chicken here, so I suppose we're going to start with chicken. But we're also going to do lamb and some vegetables. It's going to make it very healthy. And let's start with the chicken. Right. Let's get straight into it, Pat.
You're in charge for this one, remember?
You don't mind, do you?
No.
Good. This is really easy. That's the first thing I have to tell you. It's a situation where you've got a whole chicken, but you get rid of the horrible bits. All right, so I get rid of the bottom, and if there's any fatty bits, we'll get rid of that as well.
So these are two just normal chickens that you can buy anywhere from a supermarket or a local butcher? Yeah?
Absolutely.
Costing how much?
Well, these would be about $2.50 each.
Okay.
They're not big. They're quite small chickens. But the nice thing about these, Patty, is that we're going to display them like that. That's what they're going to look like.
Yeah.
We're going to cook them like that, season them. I've washed them already, and that's how they're going to look. All right, we're going to do 3 of them, and when they're cooked, we're going to pile them on top of each other and then surround them with the vegetables that we're going to prepare.
So this is what we're going to call our big dish, the Carib Asian 3-bird roast.
3-bird roast, yeah.
Okay.
But they're all the same bird.
Exactly, not like sometimes you go to the supermarket and they give you like a processed roll, which has got 3 different types of meat in it.
Yeah,
It'll have duck, it'll have turkey, or whatever. But this is all going to be chicken this time.
This is our version.
Okay. So with this,
So
then
let's
go
have-
through the seasoning process. It's washed, it's cut. First thing we do.
Just start smothering it.
So let's start it off with the chicken seasoning. Now you never measure normally. So for me, I normally use my hands, or I'll just push across. But I'm gonna use a tablespoon here.
How's your hand feeling now?
Literally,
anyway?
it's okay. It's getting there. I can't get it wet, so I can't do any washing up. So
He's been in and out of hospital, so he's been really poorly. He can't do any washing up.
No.
Can't do any cooking usually, but today's going to help.
Yeah, doesn't really washing up. Okay, so this is literally 1 1/4 tablespoons of chicken seasoning on here, and you're gonna rub this in yourself. I've done it the opposite
I'll rub it
way.
in.
Okay.
Right, let's get rid of that.
And on top of this now, we're going to go just for everyday seasoning. All of these you can get in any of your major supermarkets or even the small stores.
Well, I got these on Fish Ponds Road. Mr. Singh, House of Spice.
Yeah.
It's SSA House of Spice.
I'm going to put some more on
And
there
I'm
for
not joking. He is such an amazing, amazing man. You'll go in and you'll ask him about all, spices and things that you haven't seen before, and he will just talk to you about them. And even if you don't know how to cook them, he'll give you a cookery lesson on the spot.
Now, mild curry powder. This is where a lot of people will get scared at the cooking process. How much curry powder you use? How much would you use?
I just pour it all on.
Look, a heat for me, it looks like a lot. This is a heat tablespoon. This is going to get rubbed on here. I'm going to rub on both sides. You're going to put actually less than that. But one of the things about using spice and curry powder is that if you use a lot at the beginning of the cooking process and cook it through, it's actually going to be soaked up, and it's not actually going to be that fiery hot, but it will be well seasoned. Can I turn this over?
Yeah, please do.
Brilliant. Okay,
Please
so
do.
we'll turn it over
And you know the
and
thing
rub in.
about this patty, what we would normally do is marinate it overnight.
Yeah.
So this will be done overnight, and we cook it in the morning or the next day.
So just to recap, we've used curry powder, just a mild curry powder, everyday seasoning, chicken seasoning, and the one bit that we haven't done, which I'm going to spread across at the last minute, which you've forgotten, is the garam masala.
Oh, right.
This is really important. Definitely used in a lot of Asian curries. And how about in things like curry goat and
That's
stuff?
enough.
You're going to put garam masala in that as well, or no? Well, there we go.
All right, so this
these
is
go in
ready
the
to
oven?
go in the oven. You've got space for 2 of these?
Yeah, we can put them both in there. Legs hanging out the end.
That's fine.
They do look very different, don't they? They look like a Carib Asian one there.
Right, I'm just going to put some foil on that now.
If we're going to put it on slow, in terms of an electric oven, we're talking about 120, 140, something like that?
I don't know what that means, but
Okay.
gas mark 6.
Medium heat, okay, cool.
Right, let me put some water on. Just before you do that, on the other side.
Yeah.
And this is just to stop it from sticking. And it will help to steam it as well. Remember, a slow, very slow roast. I would turn it over as well after about an hour and hope for the best.
Okay, so that's your Carib Asian chicken. It's going in the oven now for just under 2 hours, but keep checking on it as well. I think we're going to start on the lamb.
On the
now.
lamb, yeah.
Okay. Okay, now for the lamb. You ready?
Where's the lamb?
You've got it, haven't you?
No, you said
No,
you
I'm
were
joking,
getting the lamb.
I'll get the lamb.
Get
I'll bring the lamb.
We need the lamb. Now, again, highly seasoned lamb. We're going to use garlic. We're going to use bay leaf.
Want it here?
Yeah, and it's been washed already, hasn't it?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, washed it earlier.
So all I'm going to do, Pat, is stab the lamb. This is a really nice leg of lamb. Again, from Mr. Singh, my friend.
But what's this going to cost? A leg of lamb like this from, I don't know, local butcher?
That will cost about a
supermarket?
tenner.
Okay.
That will cost about a tenner.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I might ask them to slice it.
Yeah.
Or I might ask them to chop it up for a curry, which is lovely. Or otherwise, I might ask them just to leave it just the way it is. Even keep the bone on, the ankle, if you like. Just leave it the way it is,
Sure.
ready for a nice roast, and that's what we're going to do today. So for the bottom of the lamb, I just want some carrots and some onions. Yeah, please.
Can I do the onions?
Yeah, and
You
the
do the
carrots.
carrots. I'm
All
not
right,
good at
I'll
carrots.
do the carrots then.
I'm not good at carrots.
Do you want me to do the onions as well?
No, I'll do the onions, you do the carrots, you just talk away. We've got a complete mixture in our house, as I say. We're Caribbean and Asian, so you can imagine the food that we're cooking, similar to some of the stuff we're doing now. The recipes are always mixed, a lot of flavours, a lot of curry powder. There's always heavy seasoning, isn't there, when we cook?
Yeah, there is. I mean, we're certainly not afraid of seasoning.
Now, how do you chop your garlic? Some people will
You've
smash it
seen
down.
what I do,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, you flatten it first.
This is exactly what I do.
Okay,
And I'm lucky enough to have one of these. Don't ask me where I got it from.
it's mine.
But this is what I do. Easy to peel.
Yeah,
And because they're so huge, these wonderful garlics from Mr. Singh,
yeah.
just stuff them in as deep as you can.
Bay leaves, where do we get them and what are they, Cher?
Gosh, all these difficult questions you ask me.
I know.
They come from a tree anyway.
Yeah.
They grow in this country
Yeah.
as well as everywhere else.
Yeah.
Smell them. They haven't got much of a pungent smell, but once you start cooking with them,
Yeah.
the flavour gets into the meat. It
Okay.
really does, and I use it with chicken, fish, or beef.
And it's used in Caribbean and Asian cooking as well. Bay leaves, really popular.
But today I'm using it with lamb. So they are crunchy, so I'm just going to... And most people would use rosemary with lamb, but not me today.
That's the traditional, isn't it? The English thing is rosemary and mint.
Yeah.
Mint sauce
Yeah.
people are putting.
And there's nothing wrong with it as well. I mean, this is, I think, is just trying something different.
It's important with lamb as well that we do give it a good cooking time, because lamb can be very fatty, but if you do it in the right way and you cook it through, you lose a lot of that fat through the cooking process.
Yeah, yeah. It's good to baste it as well. Patty, we need some seasonings now.
Okay.
So let's go for ground pimento
Yep. There we go.
and everyday seasoning.
Right. So ground pimento is
Yeah,
what?
all I'm going to do is pepper.
Yep.
It's just, yeah.
Okay.
Smell that.
Pepper.
Nice.
Definitely. Lamb
Okay.
seasoning.
Yes, please. Okay.
Normally I'd be rubbing the meat myself, but I can't at the moment.
I know.
Can't get my hands wet.
And people will say to us, you know, what makes it Carib Asian? Well, what makes it Carib Asian is the spices that we're blending together. So normally I wouldn't use garam masala, but I'm going to go for that today.
Yeah.
Go on in, Patty. overnight marinating is really good, but today we're just going to put it in the oven, and because it's well seasoned, it's going to be lovely. And do you know how we're going to finish off with coriander?
Okay.
So if you could just chop some coriander for me.
I never knew, right, with coriander, did you just take the leaves or use the stalks as well? All
Yeah,
of it?
just take a bunch.
So how much?
And chop
Tell me.
it.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
At the bottom of the pan, we're going to put the onions
Yeah,
and the carrots,
yeah.
and that's going to be the bed.
So they're going to cook all this fat coming from the lamb, all the juices, the onions and stuff will cook in those, yeah? So just to recap, then we've got the lamb there. We've made holes in it. We stabbed it in virtually all the way through, about 1.5 to 2 inch cuts in there. Bay leaves. We've got garlic as well.
Yep.
Crushed garlic in there. Mixture of spices, lamb seasoning, garam masala, everyday seasoning, and ground pimento, allspice as well. And we're now just putting the carrots in. Do you want these onions over the top?
Yes, please.
Okay. Where are they gone? There we go. So, just tell me when to stop. We're going to put some just water in here.
Yeah, go for all of that.
Is that enough? There's quite a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
water in
lovely.
there, isn't
That's
it? Probably
fine.
about a quarter of a pint of water. Still got some left to drink, some foil.
There's wine in that, Patty, be honest.
No, there's not. Normal water.
And that can go into the oven. Are you trying to say something?
Keith Floyd. There you go.
You're very clever.
So the lamb's ready. We're going to put that in the oven
goes in
now.
the oven.
About 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and keep checking it.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to need butternut squash,
Yeah.
please.
Butternut squash. Yeah.
What else should we have? We want sweet potato,
Mm-hmm.
Irish potato,
Yep.
bollinger.
Beg your pardon?
Bollinger. My mum and dad call it bollinger, but
Okay.
most people will know it as aubergine.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
That one over there as well.
Okay.
So we've got 2 different sizes. Some thyme, some green plantain,
Wow.
and green plantain and some ripe plantain. And I reckon that's it. Anything else that you want in there?
No, green plantain on its way. You're going to put some ginger in there or no?
No.
Okay.
Garlic will be good.
I was just asking.
Yeah.
You got garlic on your side.
Right, that's lovely.
So you chop all that, and I'll just chop it.
Yeah, thanks.
So we've got the chicken in the oven. It's going to be the what we're calling our Carib Asian 3-bird roast. We've got the lamb, the leg of lamb as well, that's been seasoned Carib Asian style. And we've also got these vegetables, these roast vegetables. And a lot of it's all about the colour that's going to be around this meat as well, around the chicken and around the lamb. I mean, just look at this colour. That's beautiful,
Talk
isn't
about
it?
colour. Look
Absolutely
at that.
beautiful. Amazing.
So Patty,
Yeah.
I've always had a problem with peeling green plantain or green banana. It's just not easy at all. And my mum would find a way of just cutting down the side and then using her thumb and slicing all the way. I
So
thought,
you can't
I don't
open
know,
like a banana.
I can't
You
do-
can't. It won't open like a banana in the same way because
No, because it's not ripe.
Okay.
Okay, but it does taste good. You can boil it.
Yeah.
You can roast it. Today we're going to fry it first, and then we're going to roast it. We're going to season it with all the vegetables.
Yeah.
Add a bit of thyme, olive oil, and then put it in the oven. Everything should be ready at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. But because I can't do it like my mum does it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Nobody can do it like your
use
mum
the
does it.
knife. No, I know exactly. But I have to say that's where it all started for me. Just watching my mum cook in the kitchen.
Same for me. My dad actually wants me to give him credit for teaching me these recipes, but I would be lying. He's there watching in the corner. But actually, same as me. Learned from cooking for my mum, All those smells as kids, when we would come in from school, from sports, the smells in the house, could you ever guess what was cooking? I could, roughly. If the smell, I could smell what was cooking, whether it was fish, whether it was
always
chicken.
smelled nice though, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was just, you know, that homely feel? Do you get that today? Do you still have that feeling? Or is that all gone?
Oh, when you cook?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Because I'm in first most nights.
Because you're what?
I'm in first most nights.
Well, and you start the cooking?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's really important, you know. I think for kids, when they come home from school, to have that smell of
I
food
know, it's nice.
being cooked in the house, that's really, really
Homely.
important. Yeah. So how much coriander do we need?
Just a bunch. And just
Tell me.
roughly chopped.
Come about here?
Yeah, that's fine.
What's your average cooking time? When you get home or I get home from work, what's the average cooking time for cooking a meal normally?
An hour.
Yeah. it's
And
not
I
long,
like
is
to
it?
I like to cook from scratch. I know some people likes to get it in bags and things. And it's really easy. And that's fine.
True, that's not true at all. But it is important to try and cook your meals from scratch. Cook them fresh food. Processed food really isn't good for you. And it is surprising, if you use microwave stuff sometimes, you've got 6 or 8 of you at home, it can take you just as long by the time you've banged everything into a microwave oven. So let's recap then in terms of the vegetables we got. We've got onions here, we've got
Butternut
green...
squash, we've got potato, sweet
Yeah.
potato, Irish
Yeah.
potato,
Yeah.
garlic, which
Yeah.
I will give you now.
Yeah.
That can go in.
Okay,
Thyme,
yes,
I'm just going to wash a bit of that and put that in.
yeah. You're going to put the aubergines
Coriander,
in as
which
well?
we could put in later.
Yeah.
Ah, good point. Now the aubergine and the plantain, I'm going to put in last.
Right.
I'm going to put that straight in the oven
They
on
need
top
a-
of this last.
a
Only
shorter
because
cooking
they're
time, yeah?
soft vegetables.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go on then.
Let's blanch.
Go on then. Go, go, go.
So guys, what we're going to be doing next is we're just going to blanch these vegetables really, really quickly. So kind of literally splash the olive oil in there and then get the vegetables in. Then we're going to put some seasoning on. So we'll get this in pretty quickly if I can. Remember, these are going to go into the oven. So we'll get them cooking really quickly. Ground turmeric. Doesn't do much flavour wise, but it will give a little bit of colour. We're going to use the ground pimento again. Put that in there. And finally, everyday seasoning. Mix those in. And literally, just a couple of turns and we'll blanch them off. Got the onions, sweet potato in there, the Irish potato. Just literally a couple of minutes, drizzle some more olive oil over there. And those are going to be going in the oven literally within a couple of minutes.
All right, Patty. Do you
Yeah.
want to put this ready for the oven?
Have you got to call me Patty on camera? Like that?
Smile.
Looking good, isn't it? Let's put it in the oven. continue putting. Do you want some rice in here as well on this side?
Yeah, go for it.
So got rice on one side. Look at the colours there already. You can see those. That chicken looks a bit friendly, mine. Just three there together. Put these on here.
Right, save some space, Patty, for little blobs of mango chutney.
Okay.
Let's go mango chutney. And this bit I'll put in a bowl for afterwards.
Okay, so we've got extras. So we're literally going to
Definitely.
daub. Can I put some on the chicken or no? Mango chutney,
no,
in
just-
the corners?
Yeah.
See what I mean? She's very bossy.
There we have it, Caribbean roast lamb, 3-bird roast with rice which we threw in and vegetables. What can I say? It smells lovely to me. Why don't you try it at home? It's really easy, it's fun, and I know you can do it too, the Caribbean way.
Cook with a lot of love, a lot of spice, and do it the Caribbean way. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
If you want to try some of Pat and Sherrie's recipes at home, the Carib Cookery book, Recipes in Rhymes, is out now. Available online and from all good bookstores.